Yes, it's John G. Sutton. Tales from the Jails. Yeah, today I'm going to talk a little bit about criminals that are in the news. There's one criminal being released from prison after 19 years behind bars for murder. Just 19 years. Not all a lot like Charles Bronson has done, but 19 years for murder. Called the Black Widow Killer. Yeah, she bigamously married this man and subsequently poisoned him. She mixed antidepressants and aspirins into his food, which she fed him a curry laced with this poison, and he subsequently died. It was only 9 years later that they found out that she'd murdered him, when they exhumed the body and found this excessive amount of poison, and she was subsequently sentenced to imprisonment with recommendations for a minimum of 16 years. She actually did 19 years, and she's now being released back into the community. I believe that she's at the age of 61, and she deliberately set out to murder somebody. Unlike Charles Bronson, who didn't murder anybody, just battered a few screws and generally behaved as he did. Anyway, let's hope Charles Bronson gets some parole this time. I mean, he's a character, alright? He's a violent character, he's injured a lot of people, but he hasn't murdered anybody. Another character, another criminal in the news is Tommy Robinson. His name's James something Lennon. Anyway, his real name. He's a member of the English Defence League, or he was. Yeah, and he's being hauled before the courts for defamation, and he was originally charged with breaching the orders of the court by filming people, and I don't know where he was putting them up. It must have been on Facebook or something like that, but he was subsequently charged for that. And see, this Tommy Robinson character is a far right wing. To a certain extent, what he's saying is correct. I don't decry that everything he says is wrong, but he just goes about it in the wrong way, really. Claims that the establishment is set against him, and that he is correct in pursuing sex offenders and members of the ethnic minority groups who he is accusing or have been accused of molesting and, I don't know, raping or manipulating, grooming pre or sub-teenage girls in places like Rotherham and Rochdale and that area. Yeah, see, I can remember when I was at Strange Ways. Go back, yeah, and I was working in the records office. I had a young man down there who was a red band. You know, we used to go and get the records with my other members of staff. So I actually ran the records office. Yeah, and he was telling me that he lived in Rochdale, and that when he lived in Rochdale and he was in an approved school, yeah, he was abused there by one of the member of Parliament for Rochdale, Cyril Smith. I don't know if you've ever seen Cyril Smith or images of Cyril Smith. He's gone now. He was a great overweight kind of guy, you know, probably about 25 stone, about 5'10". But this red band prisoner was only about 21, 22, but he was telling me when he was in an approved school, in Rochdale. Cyril Smith used to come round, and he used to abuse the young boys there. And he said one of the things that he did was make them remove their trousers, and he'd bend them over his knee, fondle their buttocks, and slap their bottoms. He's a member of Parliament, the Liberal Democrat member of Parliament for Rochdale. He was arrested a number of times, but not charged. Who knows? Was it a funny handshake? Was that the thing that got him off? Who knows? But the police did take him in and question him. And apparently during one form of questioning, he broke down and started crying, saying, "Oh, this will kill my mother, it'll kill my mother." Well, he should have probably thought about whether it would kill his mother before he started fondling and interfering with little boys. Yeah. Another one that was into all that. Another Liberal Democrat, yeah. The guy who, what was it? They gave evidence against him, and they said, "I bit the pillow," yeah. Remember that one? He was the leader of the Liberal Democratic Party. A lot of strange stuff goes on in this world that we don't want to recognise, do we? These people walk free, generally speaking. They are not prosecuted, and they're certainly not put into a cage, yeah, like Charles Bronson. See, there's one rule for them, I believe. I believe there is one rule for them and one rule for the rest of us. Yeah, I mean, I've seen what happened to John Stonehouse, the he was a member of the government in the Harold Wilson government. He was the Postmaster General, member of the cabinet. Yeah, and subsequently set up a bank, robbed his own bank, faked his own death so that he was supposedly found. He was supposedly died in a swimming accident off the beach in Miami, Florida, USA. But he was subsequently found alive in Australia. When the people reported this guy, they thought he was actually Lord Lucan, but it wasn't, and they arrested this guy, and it was John Stonehouse. He ended up in the scrubs, but the Governor Greys were playing chess with him, and he was receiving what I know was preferential treatment. I mean, he went into one of the workshops there and complained that they were playing BBC Radio 1, which was a popular music station of the BBC, and he wanted to listen to BBC Radio 3, which is the classical music station, so he complained, and it was upheld, and he was allowed to listen to Radio 3, so everybody else who didn't want to listen to classical music was forced to listen to classical music because John Stonehouse wanted that. I crossed his path once or twice, locked him up, told him, "You prisoner, me jailer. You in cell, me have key." Talk to him like that, you know. Didn't like it. Yeah, it kept me awake at night, that, I'll tell you. Upsetting the poor bastard. Anyway, plenty of people get upset with the way the world is. They are little news today. The Black Widow's out. Yeah, so don't get married to any young ladies who say they'd like to make you a curry. Yeah, be careful what it contains. Yeah, who knows? I mean, she's supposed to be rehabilitated now, so good luck to the lady. I'm going to now read you a poem. It's a sonnet, actually. Sure you'll like it. Here we go. Got it here. The Song Dinger. Yeah, that's your warning to get the hell out if you don't want singing or poetry. You can tell me here, you know, if you don't like it. Which do you like, poems or songs? I'll destroy the lot of them. Yeah, here we go. This is a poem, a sonnet actually, by William Shakespeare. Sonnet 29. when in disgrace with fortune and men's eyes. When in disgrace with fortune and men's eyes, I all alone beweep my outcast state, and trouble deaf heaven with my bootless cries, and look upon myself and curse my fate, wishing me like to one more rich in hope, featured like him with friends possessed, desiring this man's art and that man's scope, with what I am most enjoying, contented least, yet in these thoughts myself almost despising. Haply I think on thee, and then my state, like to the lark at break of day arising from sullen earth, sings hymns at heaven's gate. For thy sweet love remembered such wealth brings. Then I scorn to change my state with kings. You get there? That's Shakespeare. I sincerely hope you enjoyed that. This is John G. Sutton. Tales from the Jails. Do like and subscribe. I shall be back.